Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the December 15th, 2020 meeting of the Board of Health. This agenda is subject to change and include those items reasonably anticipated by the chair to be discussed at the meeting. Not all agenda items may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. Those attending our meeting, we are being televised, as you heard, from WACA-TV, our local cable access channel. It is just so for the record, it's being recorded. It's not being televised live. I apologize. There was other meetings. I don't think we're being live. So with that said, the first item on actually is anybody here for citizens participation? Don't see Mark, so I think we're okay. The next item on the agenda is Lucky Farms. Bear with me 1 second. Laura, Melissa's not coming, right? I don't believe she is.
I did send her the link, and I just resent it.
Okay, that's fine.
I thought she'd be here. That's
okay. I mean, I can review it. So I just Mr. Patel is on the phone. He's the owner of Lucky Farms on the phone on the meeting. This is a little bit different format for me, so I apologize.
Yeah, I had difficulty in getting on the meeting with the PC. I thought it was easier.
Yeah, this isn't. It's not necessarily the easiest. So we'll just bear with me. So I apologize. So sorry about that. So Mr. Patel, I know that we have spoken. Our tobacco control agent did a tobacco compliance check. As you are aware, this was on November 21st. The reason why the board is calling you in front of them is because in the same year, you sold tobacco products as well. So that was on March 7th. I just want to make sure I have my dates right. Yes, March 7th. So again, I know you and I have personally spoke, but just wanted you to review with the board what happened and if you've done anything there at the establishment to correct the problem.
It was me that the first time it was an employee that sold it. It was this, I believe it was the same person that came in and asked for the cigarettes, Marlboros. And the second time it was me and personally, and I didn't ask for an ID. Guilty as charged. I'm extremely sorry and embarrassed to say that it's happened the second time within like 10 months or so. I don't know what else to say. As far as taking precautions, I've upgraded my software for the POS system. It does ask for an ID now. I am in process of buying a scanner, which will scan the ID into the POS system. So hopefully won't never happen again. I don't know what else to say. I messed up.
No, those are things that we want to know because I know you and I have spoken. I mean, the board takes it very seriously. You know, in the past, and I'm assuming the board's going to go the same route this time, is the board has made a motion and it was passed to not allow the sale of any tobacco products for 14 days for the suspension for the penalty. I know you also were giving a citation for it as well. Does any of the board members have any questions? I know that he gave the information we're looking for. Chris?
It's not so much a question. It's, you know, Mr. Patel, the thing, when it happens, when an employee does it, it's a little bit more understandable because they don't have any skin in the game. They don't own the store. It's not their store. Sometimes they're younger kids. They're a little bit irresponsible. Sometimes they make a genuine mistake, and sometimes it's a matter of training or some combination of all of the above. It's a little bit more disappointing to us. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but to me, as that it was you that did it, but you fessed up and you just said you screwed up. So I'm not gonna harp on it. I'm not gonna harp on it too much. But you know, you're a business owner. You know the deal. You know how difficult it is under great circumstances, and we're not in great circumstances. So, I'll just reemphasize what we tell everybody that comes before us. You ask for an ID from 100% of the people. No ID, no sale. You don't make the sale, you lose $1 on not making that sale for a pack of cigarettes. You don't do it. You come here, and now it costs you $300. You think of how many packs of cigarettes you got to sell to make up that fine, and now we're going to take away your license to do it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now you're in another position where if it happens again in this 36-month period, it gets even more serious than that. So I'm not gonna really beat you down too much. You clearly you understand what you did wrong, and I believe I'd like to hear it from you that you're going to. You already said you're going to do some things. I'd really encourage you to do some training with your staff, and maybe that'll help reemphasize it to you, and just really put a policy into effect, effective immediately, no ID, no sale, and make it for 100. It's just everybody. Every single person that walks through the store, it doesn't matter if they look 50 or look 100 or look 17. Everybody that walks in and asks for a pack of cigarettes has to show an ID. And if they don't show an ID, they don't leave with a pack of cigarettes. I promise you, long term, you'll be much happier that way.
Yep. I will definitely take that in consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with regard to people coming with a mask, and then if you want to see their ID, you can ask them to take the mask for a brief second and then ask them to show their face.
Yeah. I know the main thing is asking for the ID, and I didn't even ask for the ID, so I accept the full responsibility for it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
So,
Chris, do you want to make a motion?
sure.
Excuse me, does anybody else have any questions? Ron, you all set?
I'm all set.
Okay.
Well, everyone.
Okay. Well, I do this with great regret, as I do with everybody, but we got to be fair to everybody and follow the policy. So I move to suspend Lucky Farms tobacco product sales permit for 14 days, effective beginning Monday, December 21st, 2020.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ron. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Diane.
Could I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Would it be possible to do like January 1st to 14 instead of 21?
Sir, normally the suspension is effective immediately after the meeting. So what we've done, what we did last meeting with the vendors is we gave them until Monday, which give you a period through the weekend to clear out inventory and to organize things. I don't know that it would be fair to anybody else, but I think we're going to leave it at the date we set, Monday, December 21st.
Okay, no problem.
Just for conversation for the board, have we had anybody actually ask us for that, to move the date? Would it be something that we want to entertain?
It was probably a couple of years ago, but it was the last time it happened.
Okay, probably before I was on the board, so,
It was
okay.
probably my first year on the board was the last time someone mentioned it. And at that time, the chair
Made the ruling.
wouldn't entertain it. And in those days, it was basically the suspension would be the day after the meeting.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that, because I wasn't on the board then, so okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Hi, Mr. Patel. I'm sorry we had to deliver a bad message to you tonight, but we appreciate your honesty and appreciate you attending the meeting. You don't have to. We're going to move on to the next agenda item. You're more than welcome to stay on the meeting, but hopefully you have bigger and better things going on.
Thank you.
All right, great. All right, thank you. Take care.
The future.
All right, everybody all set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we're going to, sorry, just bear with me here. It's just a little bit different format for me tonight's meeting, so I appreciate everybody's patience. Bernadette, are you here for one of the variances? Well, I'm sorry, there's somebody else there. Hi. Are you here for one of the septic variances? Nope. Are you just listening?
They're muted. I'm not sure if they
Okay.
realize they're muted.
Bernadette, you're muted. Just hit, you can, do you know how to do this? Mute.
There should be a little icon of a microphone down there that you can touch or
On the, if
press
you
or click.
scroll down towards the bottom, the microphone will come up. Or in mine it does anyhow.
It looks
All
like
right,
they
hold
might
up,
be
hold
on
up
the
a
phone.
sign. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right. So while they figure out the unmute, why don't we move along to 155 Winter Street? Tom Ryder, I see that you're on the call. I don't know if you've met all the other board members in person, but nice to meet you. I haven't met you in person, so hi, I'm Diane Mortensen. Nice to meet you.
Tom Ryder.
Hi,
Thank you,
Tom.
Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Gagey, yeah.
Again, everybody, I don't know if you had all met Tom before, but Tom is filling in as our PE for reviewing septic plans. So we're going to start. One second. Oh, Dan McIntyre, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good to see you. So you're doing both of the septic, so that makes it easier
Yes.
for me. So I appreciate your patience. So Dan, if you want to just do a quick overview of the septic, excuse me. So the septic replacement and the waivers.
Okay. This is 155 Winter Street. The homeowners are in the process of selling their home and it did not pass a Title V inspection. So we were retained to design a new one. It's a fairly small lot with a wetland constraint that really limits where we can put the septic system. But we did find some good soils in the backyard, not exactly where the existing system is because that was poor soils. But we did find an area to put a new system in, but it does need several waivers to the Ashland regulations or variances to the Ashland regulations and a waiver to Title V. Real quickly, because of the limited space that we could do soil testing, we only did one percolation test, but the soils within the area of the system were consistent. We also asking for a waiver on the garbage grinder because we just don't have the space to make the system 50% bigger. Likewise on the trench spacing, we did put in trenches for this system, but we went with the Title V 6-foot separation rather than the Ashland 10-foot separation, just to try to maximize space to the wetland. But we did still need a variance on the wetland separation of 75 feet. We could only get 30 feet on that one. And finally, the same Title V local upgrade waiver. Title V requires a 50-foot offset to wetlands, and we were only able to get 30 feet. But we did maintain the 4-foot groundwater offset, which is required to get that wetland waiver.
All right, Dan, if you're all set as the, oops, sorry, just hit something here. I'm not, again, I apologize. Please bear with me. This is a different format for me. All right. Sorry, does anybody have any questions for Dan on 155 Winter Street?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say also is what we'll do is we'll take each variance. We'll do each vote separately. So when we get to
Can I, do they have a existing garbage grinder installed in the house?
No, they don't.
Okay. So you know that they won't be allowed to put one, is that right?
What was that?
They won't be allowed to put one, is that right?
They understand that, yes.
yeah, I know. I mean, I used to work with Dan when I worked for the board. I know that Dan's been through this before, but they will do the deed recording for them to place on the property, which will prevent, even if when they sell it, from the next homeowner or future homeowners from putting one in as well.
Okay, that's good.
I believe the deed, excuse me, Tom Ryder. I believe the deed restriction has already been recorded.
No, Laura drafted it because I wanted to make sure that we got that to them tomorrow. Obviously with the inclement weather coming, I wanted to make sure that we get it to them tomorrow. Is that what you're referring to as the one that Laura sent to us tonight?
I thought I saw one. Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but.
Oh, maybe it was.
I don't think so.
I don't think it was, no.
I think usually we wait till after the approval. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that might be the other one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it may have been a different one. That's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, so if there's no further questions, I'd like to.
One guy. Dan, just a quick question. It just doesn't sound like it, but if you could replace that septic system in the location of it now, would you still need variances? And if so, which ones would drop out? I'm just wondering it because it sounds like there's so many variants. Are our rules in Ashland, too harsh, or more than the Title V would?
Nothing like putting you on the spot, huh?
I don't know. I want you to vote yes before I answer that question.
Just want to know.
No, if we put it back in the same location it is now, would it actually be closer to the wetlands?
Yeah.
So in general, though, and of course, please, two engineers, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be not cost effective to remove the old system anyhow and put it in place of that, right? I mean, there's no. It's
generally less expensive to put a system in virgin ground than to pull out the old system and replace it with fill.
Okay.
Sometimes we have no choice, but generally it's less expensive to do that. And in this case, we were able to get further from the wetlands by going to a new location.
Right. Is this an old house, old system? How old is this?
It is an old house. I think in the late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, then the Wetland Protection Act may not have been active at that time anyway.
Oh, it wasn't. I think this lot was actually a wetland.
It fell through the crack, as well as the size of the site is so small that it cannot be accommodated by the current regulations anyway. And then having a septic system is a must, and it's an essential item. So we can't help but give the.
I'm just interested. So.
I just before we go, I just wanted to ask you that joined the area administrator. Are you here for a septic variance, ma'am? Is she one of your clients? Do you know? I just want to make sure that we don't pass somebody over who's. No, you're. No. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't passing over if she had any questions. So okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So Ron, I'm sorry. Are you all set with your question? We can move on. Okay. All right. Anybody want to make the first motion? Don't all jump in. How about Chris? Chris is always good at this.
Hang on, I'm just kind of taking a look at the map of the.
For the area, okay.
Near the town forest, okay. I'm just curious. I don't want to put Dan on the spot because I don't want to take any business away from him. Because I'm going to make the motion to grant the variance in a second, but I'm just curious: would there not be an option for the homeowner or future homeowner to just connect to the sewer system? Or is that not an option on this property?
Not on this particular property. The sewer wasn't quite brought down this far.
Enough. Gotcha. Okay. Anyway, so.
Good question, though, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
But this would be a good lot to tie into sewer if it was available.
Yeah. Okay, well then I will move that we grant the variance, right? That what we're granting? Variance, that we grant the variance as requested for 155 Winter Street.
You want to group them in together?
Yeah.
I have no preference. I mean, if I was going to do it separately, but if you want to do them together, that's fine. Actually, let me back up. We actually should take them one by one because the garbage grinder one requires a deed recording. So if you want to loop, do the first one and the second one together, and then the middle one we'll do separately because there's a, unless you want to just add it to the first variance, Chris.
Oh, are there 4? Okay, hang on a second. 1,
There's
2,
3,
3.
but the garbage
Three.
grinder requires a deed recording be placed on the home, not allowing a garbage grinder to be installed. If you want to just so move that, that's fine.
So moved.
Okay.
That's easier. I second that.
Thank you, KJ. All in favor?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Diane. All right.
So the deed recording, sorry, Diane, I was just going to say, so for the deed recording is only for, or do they both have a deed record? Just the one that has?
We didn't go, yep, the garbage disposal is the only one that requires it.
Okay.
Did you?
And was there
Did
an
you vote on the
Elgin?
local upgrade waiver as well?
Yeah.
They did them together, Dan. That's not an
Okay.
issue with you, right? Yep, they did. We did them, looped them all together and just added the garbage disposal deed recording to that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. And then moving on to 19 Strobus Lane. Dan, again, if you want to just give us a quick overview and just a quick overview of the variances, that would be great.
Sure. This is another lot that failed a Title V inspection. We did some soil testing out there. The soils were fairly consistent, but again, due to the size of the lot and some other lot constraints, we had limited area to test soils, so we're asking for a waiver on the percolation test, as well as the 10-foot trench spacing. The backyard has an in-ground pool, and then the back of the lot slopes off very dramatically down toward a wetlands. That's the wetland's pretty far away, but the lot slopes off pretty dramatically. So we had limited area to put the system. So we're asking for 2 waivers to the 2 variances to the ashland regulations, but we meet Title V.
Diane?
Go ahead, KJ.
The sloping side of the septic system, is it towards the, as well as towards the wetland area? In that direction?
Is there wetlands on this property, Dan?
No, it's far away from the system.
Oh, it's far away. There's wetlands way back.
Right, but what I meant is that the sloping side of it is that in that direction.
It does. It slopes down that way.
So you have enough backfill or something to prevent a breach?
Yes.
Okay.
Dan, just curious, you didn't ask for the garbage disposal on this one. Is there a reason why?
I forgot. Tom picked up on that and called me this afternoon, but we are going to need that.
Okay, so we can add that to the.
They don't have.
And Dan, I know you've done this before, but if you'll just modify your letter just so we have it, just.
Yep,
follow
I can
up
do
with
that.
the letter. Thank you.
And they don't have a garbage disposal as of now, do they?
They do not, no.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have any further questions? If not, I'll take a motion for the 3 variances as noted.
Now, Chris has
With the
done.
garbage disposal.
Probably do that again.
I didn't hear you, KJ. I'm sorry, what?
Chris has done once. I think he has experience now.
Tom, I know you talked to Dan. I mean, I'm assuming you don't have any questions or.
No, I took a look at it, and that's the only comment I had was a garbage grinder, and I think Laura sent over a draft deed recording for 19 Strobus.
Yeah.
Me to look at. So it looks very familiar to how it usually set up. So.
And
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, who should sign off on the deed recording letter?
I think I'll have to sign it as chair of the board.
Okay, so
With that said, this is kind of for, listen, I have one of those little ones here too, so I'm okay with that. Just for a question for Dan as well as for Tom, because we are obviously in the transition since Mark is retired, but the deed recording that we had, it said innovative technology, which is not being used on these, correct?
That's right. These are
Excuse
conventional
me,
systems.
Innovative alternative technologies, that they're not being used on this, correct?
No, we can drop
Okay.
that off.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Just want to make sure we did that. And again, just for clarification, so how it works from here is after the board, after the board votes on the waivers, we'll give the deed restrictions to both homeowners or you, Dan, whomever wants to pick them up. They record them on the property. Once that's recorded and we have receipt that that's been recorded, and if Tom Ryder is all set with the the actual design, then we can issue a permit for it.
Okay.
So we just have to wait for a receipt. There's a couple different ways that they can do that. I know Laura's working on some different options for them, because I know you can do it by mail these days and things. So we can work out those details with the homeowners.
Yep.
But it's the homeowner's responsibility to get it recorded. Is that right?
It is the homeowner's responsibility, but I mean, like if you said, "Oh, I'm going into Boston, I'll go record them," or their attorney or somebody else does it, that's
Yeah,
fine.
right. But the town's not going to do it, right?
We create
No.
the letter
Yeah,
and then we
okay.
give it to them. Yes.
Right.
But
Would that letter
they need to
be
give
able
the
to be
copy.
emailed over, or do we physically come in and pick it up? Or
So it does need to physically be picked up because it is an original that the Registry of Deeds requires, and we also give you a copy of it. So when you bring it in there, they stamp the copy, then that's your receipt. They
Okay.
won't make you a copy, and it's also a true attested copy, that it's an official document being recorded from the town.
And then,
So
Okay.
this is actually a raised seal on it.
and then we need to get a copy of that one, right? For our file?
They're going to bring it back once it's recorded. Yep.
Okay, then.
Yep.
And there's
we-
a fee of like 105, I believe, to the registry.
Yeah.
To the registry.
I'm not too sure if they can be done electronically through like a legal counsel or something like that. So I'm not too sure if either one party have a legal counsel that they want to talk to see if they can do it. I know we sometimes do things through our town council that way. So
It can be recorded by an attorney. Yes.
Yep.
all right.
All
Well,
right.
if you could let us know when it's ready to be picked up, and we'll figure out who's going to do it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Should be in the morning. Thank you.
Oh, do we vote on 19 Strobus?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay.
Waiting for Chris.
Oh, where I'm going. I'm off today. All right. So no further questions, right?
No, he hasn't made the motion yet.
I know, but I wanted to make sure there was any further questions. Chris, you're on.
I feel such pressure put on me.
That's right.
But this is easy because we did it before, right? So I can say I move that we grant the waivers as requested for 19 Strobus, using the wording that we used for
So the
155.
garbage is
I
Both of
second that.
or all three of those.
Yes. Awesome. All in favor?
I Kate.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Chris.
Sorry people are attending. It's just, you can tell it's the holidays. We're just,
All right. Good spirits.
Well, thank you very much.
thanks, Dan. Thanks for attending.
This is our eggnog meeting.
Yeah. Tom, thank you very much also for attending. You're more than welcome to,
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
the only thing we're going to do is talk about just some items for the next agenda. You're more than welcome to stay on. If not,
Okay.
thank you for coming.
Let me know if you have any questions, and Laura has my number, so she can call me, or you guys can call me if you have a question.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go through Laura on most everything.
Tom's been great, and he's been very accessible and helpful. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Tom, for your help. We appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
You
Night,
too.
Tom.
Take care. All right. So I didn't look at the calendar. Our next meeting is the
January
1st
5.
January 5th.
Mhm.
January 5th. We're going. I was going to say. I apologize. I have a list. I don't have it with me. I don't have my last meeting folder, but I have a list of items that we talked about at our last meeting. Does anybody have anything new to add for next meeting?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Nothing.
And
Do we know what's happening with filling Judy's position?
the select board is going to talk about it tomorrow night, and I will be listening. I don't know if They'll be talking. They didn't ask me to invite, but I will be listening.
Yeah, they've been notified already, right?
Yeah, and I know, I'm assuming, so if anybody knows, anybody who's interested in running for the board, I'm assuming what they're going to do is ask for talent bank forms to be submitted and then reviewed by us as well as by the select board. But I'm not sure on timing on that, but I will, planning on trying to catch up with Michael tomorrow before their select board meeting, and then, like I said, attending their meeting.
Yeah, they have limited time to.
Yeah. All right, ladies, I know you've been patiently on the meeting. Are you here just visiting us, or did you wanted to say hello or talk about something specific? No, just Bernadette.
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Bernadette. Nice meeting you all. I'm so passionate about health. I have a master's in public health, and the reason why I'm attending this meeting is I'm new in the town, and I want to know more about what really takes place with the board meetings of public health. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's great.
Welcome to the town.
As we were just saying, as we do have one of our board members unfortunately had to leave her term early. So if you're interested in public health and you're interested in, in what we do, you're more than welcome to attend just like this forum. But we are probably going to be looking for a new Board of Health member to fill the rest of the term. Excuse me. So it would likely be a vacancy filled until the May election. So if you're interested. Well, thank you. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to call you an area administrator. I don't know. I was going to say you're muted. If you hover over the bottom, it should. Oh, there you go.
So I'm Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
I'm just like Bernadette. I'm also fairly new in the city. In the town. I've been here for 2 years now. And sorry, I came in with my email for area.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Actually, Bernadette and I too are in the. It's a small group we started in Ashland area, I love to hear about health. I'm a nurse myself, so I just always want to hear. But sometimes, that's where you get more information of what's going on around town and see what goes on. And I was talking to Berman. I see he's not on the meeting today, and trying to see how I can participate to help out with the COVID tracking. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that you spoke to Ed Berman, because I was going to suggest you give him a call.
we gave Ed the night off. I told him, I said we were going to have a quick meeting to take care of these properties, so we gave him the night off. But that's good. And we also, he might have told you also, we have trying to build up our medical reserve group of volunteers that could help. Excuse me, it's been a long day. And help locally with us, as well as through the Commonwealth, and even larger than that if people choose to sign up for that. So those are things that we're going to be relying on probably in the near future or future with COVID vaccinations, and like I said, even with contact tracing. So so welcome to Ashland, both of you, and nice to see some new faces on our meeting.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, great, ladies. All right, everybody. If everybody's all set, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, my friend.
Thank you.
I don't know if we're going to have room for it. If you want, I can give a brief update on the housing production plan, steering committee, or we can, we haven't, done a whole lot. We have another meeting next week, but I'm happy to give an update if you want. I don't know.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't, we don't have to do it. I don't know that I'll have much information, but at least you'll have a little bit of an idea.
No, that's great. I'm also going to give a cell tower or I'm going to give a CC Doucette update on. I've been speaking to her, and so I will give an update as well.
Yeah, she's a busy lady. I'll tell you that.
I think people were going to call and report me to the police because I was in Market Basket Plaza for so long talking to her on the phone. They would probably think I was some type of a creeper. But all right, everybody, if we don't see each other, everybody have a good holiday. And cheers to the new year.
I know. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Bye,
Good night.
guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Finish voting.
Bye-bye.